We're learning more tonight about the two young people arrested in connection to the triple homicide in Ocklawaha. The sheriff revealed one was just 12 years old. TV 20's Ilali Salate tells us why some people are telling us it all comes down to parenting.
Schools can only do so much, you know. You got to give parents control.
Sheriff Billy Woods announced arrests in the homicide case of 3 teens, revealing that one of the suspects is 12. Marion County Sheriff's deputies arrested 17-year-old Robert Robinson and 12-year-old Christopher Atkins. 17-year-old Tahj Brewton is still on the loose.
Just straight up monsters.
The sheriff said the victims, Layla Silvernail, Camille Quarles, and an unnamed teen male, knew the suspects for a short time and were involved in burglaries.
Gangs don't go to church on Sunday and then preach the gospel for the next 6 days. They're gangs because they commit crimes.
Wood says the 3 teens got a hold of the gun used to kill the victims in a burglary.
School districts, not just here, I'm not going to point out just mine. School districts across this state and across this nation need to quit minimizing the actions of their students.
Marion County public school officials say Silvernail, Quarles, and Brewton were all once students at Lake Weir High. And some parents who are concerned enough to want to remain anonymous say they're thinking twice about sending their kids to school.
It just makes me want to actually homeschool my kid instead. I mean, he goes to the school right up the road, and I don't even want him to really go anymore.
Deputies say Robinson was already in custody after getting into a fight at school. School officials also addressed the incident after a lockdown at Lake Weir High.
I hope sooner than later they find this other person and puts this case to sleep.
Wood says the state attorney's office is considering whether the suspects will be charged as adults. Ilali Salate, TV 20 News.